Once upon a time, in a large forest, there lived many animals, all living together. But one day, a bad lion came, who was just mean to everybody, and thought he could eat everybody in the forest. He was vicious and powerful. As a result, he would go about the forest and kill the other animals, even when he did not want to eat them. Whenever he was hungry, he would run and chase even the quickest animals, and devour them in an instant. As a result, the animals started dwindling in numbers. The animals then came up with an intelligent plan. They went to the lion and said, "Our king, please listen to our plea. The rate at which you are hunting us will soon lead to us being extinct. We request you to stay in your den, and in return, we will send you one animal every day as your food." The lion agreed with this convenient arrangement, as he would no longer need to venture out in search of a meal. So the animals sent one animal every day for the lion to eat. Soon enough, it was the turn of a tiny rabbit. He was terrified because he knew he would be gobbled up by the ravenous lion in a flash. But he was also very smart. He waited till afternoon to go to the lion's den. As he walked up to the lion, he devised a brilliant plan. He was determined to beat the lion at his own game. He knew the lion would be famished by now and impatient as ever. So the rabbit walked even more slowly and finally arrived at the lion's den by sunset. As expected, the hungry lion was pacing up and down. He roared and asked, "Why are you so late? And why have they sent me one puny rabbit? As though one little rabbit will satisfy my hunger." He also vowed to kill the other animals in the forest due to their lack of consideration. The rabbit was calm and said, "O great lion, there were 6 rabbits in total when we started. But one ferocious lion met us on the way. He took 5 of the other rabbits. He would not let me go, so I told him we already have you as our mighty king. He was extremely angry, and spared me to inform you that he is now the new king. You have to leave the forest at once, or he would kill you," he said. The lion was shocked and enraged to hear this. "Take me to this other lion's den," he said to the rabbit. "I will kill him and show him who is king indeed." The bad lion thought he could overpower and eat the other 5 rabbits as well. And so the rabbit took him to a deep well that was filled with water. "He lives inside a big cave in this well," the rabbit told the furious lion. As they were both standing on the edge of the well, the rabbit pointed into the well and said, "There he is, your majesty." When the lion looked into the well, he saw his own reflection in the water. As reflections in the water appear substantially huge, the silly lion was infuriated. He roared at his reflection inside the deep well. The roar echoed back at him from the well, and the foolish lion thought it was the other lion roaring at him. Without giving it another thought, the lion jumped into the well. Since the well was quite deep, he could not swim and climb back up. The rabbit ran away and left the helpless lion alone in the well. Moral of the story: wisdom outsmarts physical strength. The rabbit was wise and could beat the lion with his intelligence. The jealous lion did not think of his actions and only acted on impulse. His hunger and his ego had numbed his mind. It was a sweltering day with the sun overhead, when birds and animals could find very little to drink to quench their thirst. Among them was a thirsty crow who searched for water all over the fields. He looked everywhere, but there was not a drop to drink. He felt weak and sad and thought to himself, "Caw, caw, caw. I have been searching for water since the morning, but there is not a drop in sight. The thirst is making me dizzy." Just as the crow was glooming, he suddenly saw a water pitcher. "Thank goodness. I hope there is some water in that little pitcher." He flew straight down to that pitcher to see if water was left in it. And to his surprise, there was some water in the pitcher. As the crow pushed his head into the pitcher, it could not go deeper. "Oh no, I could not get to the water." The pitcher was high with a narrow neck, and the water level was too low. He tried pushing the pitcher to a side for the water to flow out. "If I tilt this pitcher, maybe the water would come out, and I will easily drink it." But the pitcher was very heavy to tilt. The crow did not lose hope. He looked around and started thinking of a way to get water out of the pitcher. Then an idea struck him. He saw some pebbles on the ground. The crow started collecting pebbles one by one and dropped them into the pitcher. As more and more pebbles went into the pitcher, the water rose up. Soon enough, the water came to a level through which the crow could drink water. He drank the water happily. Moral of the story: where there is a will, there is a way. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived in Scotland an emperor named King Bruce. Brave and wise, he ruled over Scotland when it was not yet a part of England. One day, the King of England marched into Scotland to overthrow King Bruce, in an attempt to get Scotland to become a part of England. King Bruce at once gathered a small army to ensure that the enemy would be kept at bay. Now this small army, while spirited, fought valiantly against the troops of England, but ended up losing to them. They tried 5 more times, but in vain. In the end, after the 6th unsuccessful attempt, that is, all that remained was a broken army that was devoid of all hope. With his army scattered, King Bruce was in a quandary. Not knowing what to do and fearing for his life, he spent all his time hiding in places like the mountains and the dense woods. With every passing day, he lost hope. One day, all of a sudden, it started raining cats and dogs. King Bruce thought that this was the last straw. Nothing could possibly go any more wrong with his life. Finding a cave nearby, he went inside to seek shelter. Lying with a sense of hopelessness in the cave, King Bruce suddenly noticed, from the corner of his eye, a spider. On closer inspection, it seemed to be trying its best to spin a web from one end of the cave to the other. However, the thread was extremely thin, and the spider kept failing, every single time. The spider, undeterred, persisted in her attempt to spin the web. After failing for the 6th time, she decided on the 7th attempt to try and spin her web from the other side of the cave. Voila! The web was finally spun. King Bruce, amazed at what he had just witnessed, proclaimed, "If a tiny spider can have the fortitude to keep trying against all odds, why should I not try again?" And thus it was at the very moment when the rain stopped and King Bruce stepped out of the cave that he decided, like the spider had, to try for the 7th time. He gathered his army once again and told them to bring all the men they could to help them make their fight even stronger. The men did as they were told, and inspired by King Bruce's newfound courage, fought the battle against the English army yet again. Moral of the story: you only truly fail when you stop trying. And one should never lose hope in difficult situations.